In the mid-1950s, when my dad was a teenager, he would enter the local rodeo that every small town in the West seems to have about this time of year. And he would go on to win a belt buckle in calf roping. It seemed like, as a kid growing up, whenever we would get together as family, at some point we would end up out back, swinging a rope, trying to catch whatever we were aiming at, oftentimes each other, and my dad would often step in and show us how it's done. I knew my dad was good with a rope, but when I was in my teens, we went down to Mexico for my oldest sister's wedding, and I got to watch my dad and my brother-in-law's dad spend the afternoon team roping. And I realized in that moment that the small town life, especially around farming and ranching, seemed to go hand in hand with the rodeo life. One of the very first times my lovely wife took me over to meet her dad, we would spend the afternoon riding horses, and her dad would go on to show me a few of the many belt buckles that he had won over the years, team roping. It seemed that Cedar's dad and my dad both had a passion for roping. So our small town rodeo also happens to represent the anniversary weekend of when we moved from Arizona to southeastern Idaho. The same exact weekend that we would load up everything we own into a couple of different trucks and drive 800 miles also happens to be the biggest weekend of the year in our little community. So every year we sit in the stands and enjoy our local rodeo, and we think about the decision that we made to pick up and move from Arizona to Idaho. In the late 1800s in northern Utah, a college would be developed around agriculture, and that college would be called Utah Agricultural College. My dad and my grandfather, as well as my uncle, all went to that college. My uncle would go on to be one of the starting 5 that would play basketball for that college while he went to school. That same college is now called Utah State University. And my kids actually qualify for what's called a legacy scholarship from Utah State University. Around here, we are Aggies. So that's about the level I want right in there. But all of this dirt, as I take it out, also all this right here has to come down. It's going to be kind of like a bathtub in here, at least the back side of a bathtub. And all the dirt's going to come down here and fill in all these voids Come down here a little bit. And then I think the greenhouse I want to put will be right up there. And then we're going to have to figure some sort of a retaining wall for that as well, because that's going to want to slough off a little bit. But this angle, whatever this angle is right here, which I think is right around 35 degrees, that seems to be the point with erosion where it kind of stops. But I'm going to do it steeper than that up here on the hill. So I'm definitely going to have to do some rock retaining walls up there. And as I get closer and closer to those concrete blocks, I'm going to have to be careful too, because there's only about 100,000 pounds of concrete sitting on that ledge. Still to this day, Utah State University is one of the top agricultural colleges in the country. But you can't talk about farming and ranching without talking about rodeo. Some of the horses and the bulls that were used in our local rodeo are animals that have been to what's called the National Finals Rodeo, which ultimately means that they are incredibly valuable animals. So understand that those animals oftentimes live better than their owners do, because a good bucking bull that's been to the finals might be worth well north of $50,000. Many of the young kids that participate in rodeo are oftentimes given college scholarships based on their performance. And if I recall correctly, my older brother's wife's dad went to college on a bull riding scholarship. But the animals that are used in rodeo are not abused in any way, shape, or form, because these animals get used time and time again all summer long. And these rodeos are always sanctioned events that do not tolerate any kind of abuse when it comes to the animals. Rodeo weekend in our community is the single biggest weekend of the year. Tens of thousands of people come here from all around the country just to see this rodeo. Many of the competitors in the rodeo are also traveling from all around the country just to be in this rodeo. 2 of the participants in our local rodeo came all the way from Florida just to be a part of this event. We also had a contestant from a little place called Australia, and that might be a little bit further south than Florida. But the rodeo in our little small town is a beautiful thing, and we look forward to its arrival every year with great anticipation. In the meantime, I'm working diligently trying to get all of this dirt moved around and leveled off so two things can happen. I first need to deal with the propane tank and get it relocated, and then I can start stacking boulders as a retaining wall against the hill behind our house. Reed, just imagine right here, buddy. Just imagine. Propane tanks moved. Bro, this hill right here, this is X Games mode right here.
Brett, do you want to snowboard down this?
Not really.
If we get a bunch of snow, maybe. That is a double, triple black diamond right there, bro.
If there's a lot of snow, then it won't be so steep. Can we get like bases and we can plant them down and we can make like a wiffle ball thing?
A wiffle ball field?
Yeah.
Yes. All the dirt in this corner is going to go away.
And then we can add a wiffle ball field.
So maybe back in that corner, and the rules will be that if you hit the ball down the hill, you're out. So it's we have to play in the park. Ruby's chasing grasshoppers.
And then we'd sometimes we'd have to go into to actual park and play.
The concrete blocks are going to be used to retain the dirt back from the new propane tank, which I think I'm going to bury somewhere right in here. haven't decided yet. But no, we should never see those concrete blocks. They'll be underground, and so the propane tank, not that exact propane tank, but a new propane tank is going to come up here. I left that pole there because there's a conduit right there.
Solar panels.
Yeah, and so we can use it to run power up here, and then we can have lights up here at night. What about this little area right here? Should we try and do something more with your guys' little clubhouse and do like a swing set or something? Maybe a slide? Yeah, have you ever swung on a swing that's on the side of a hill?
No, but that's cool.
Like
So yes, I have.
when you get up on the out here, you're
Remember
like
when
20 feet off the ground.
When I swung you on the tire swing and you jumped out and landed in the snow?
That was so fun. We need to do that.
So you want to do swings right here then? Like right here?
If there was another tree and you had a swing set right there, you could swing over the hill.
That's what I said to Mom. I told Mom I'd build a really tall one, but I don't know if she wants me to do that. But
Like an underground spot?
just into the hillside.
Yeah, can we make that underground?
It'll be partially underground, but not completely underground, because underground trampolines are great for skunks and raccoons, and so it'll be partially underground.
What are we gonna do with all the dirt?
All the extra dirt, that down there, yeah, we're gonna pick all that up on Monday. When I say we, I mean you guys.
And you.
Not me. I have a job.
I'll drive the Ranger.
I know, but what do we do with it?
We'll probably bring it back up here.
Can we go down?
And then a stairs and a handrail, like right out the back door, straight down, or what?
That's scary.
Just do like railroad ties?
I think I'm gonna do them out of either stone or concrete. I haven't decided yet.
Why don't you make like one of
Dad
those,
made
like,
me jump
boards?
off the swing once.
I didn't make you do
You
anything.
remember that?
I most
You
certainly
dared
did.
me?
I jumped off the swing and you decided to take it
No,
apart.
you said, I dare you to swing as high as you can and jump out of the swing. And so I went, okay. And I jumped out and broke my arm.
How old were you?
I was in first grade. I was
Wow.
like 7.
Yeah, I remember that. Reed, I forgot to tell him not to break his arm. No broken bones, bro. Rhett was the guinea pig. Now you guys are living your lives, and your older brother ruined all the fun. His injuries now limit your ability to have fun. Hang on, Kenny. Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh! Everybody grab a side.
He doesn't know how to do anything.
Everybody grab a side.
Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Most of my life's been waging war till I found peace. I could have
Okay,
sworn
get out of here before you hurt yourself.
what she did shook me to the core, and I ain't gonna live like that no. Well, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Trouble comes when the barmaid pours another for a man who should have found the door. Oh, when I get going, you can hear me roar. And I know I can't live like this no more. Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Hurting as bad as the years before. Living in a lie I can't ignore. Oh, I had to cut ties to settle the score. I ain't gonna live like this no more. Lord, I ain't gonna live like this no more. I've been drinking till my body's sore. Ain't touched my bed, just sleep on the floor. But I'ma get on my feet, get on my chores, get some things from the getting store. This old ship's coming back to shore, 'cause I ain't gonna live like this no more.
Doing what I'm doing here, there may not be a better tool than a backhoe, because I can do everything that I need to do with one machine. I can flip the backhoe around and reach up on the hillside and loosen the dirt up as needed. Then I can move that dirt and smooth it out again using the bucket on the backhoe. I have the backhoe for another 5 days, so I'm going to get this area cleaned up as best as I possibly can and get it ready again to get the propane tank relocated and to start building that retaining wall. It wouldn't hurt my feelings at all if we got a little bit of rain in the middle of this, but hopefully the next video you see, it will be a completely finished and groomed hillside ready to start on the retaining wall. I'm going to take my time as much as I can, but there's still a lot that has to be done. But if I don't get the dirt work right the first time, I'm never going to be happy with it in the long run. That is all that I'm going to do for today. First part of next week, I'll get up here and groom this up and clean it up and give it a second look, but that is the shape. I need to take a lot more out of this corner and bring it down a little bit. But then after that, it's basically just getting it level and getting it graded and groomed properly. And then we'll start moving some boulders around and see if we can't get this retaining wall figured out. I just realized that one of the rocks that I must have dug out of the ground rolled down the hill and hit that sauna. I don't want to do that, but we didn't have too many rocks come out of this little corner right here. I was hoping I'd find some more big boulders, but they're not so much right here. The next video will be all about this, and maybe we'll get stacking some boulders here pretty quick. See you guys in a few days.